Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Z. I'm a clinical psychologist specializing in transgender care. Welcome to my channel. I should say transition adult care. I'm very adamant at pointing out I work with adults, not only of what's going on today, but also because my content is truly comes and stems from that experience. If you are a regular viewer or if you are a new viewer, you have not yet chance to subscribe, please do subscribe. If you value and love my content, this is the best way that you can support me, and I very, very much appreciate your subscription. For today's video, let's talk about what happens when excitement of gender transition wears off. And yes, the excitement of gender transition does undeniably wear off for a lot of individuals. It wears off at a particular point of gender transition too. And what to do when that happens, right? How to address that? What lack of that excitement might be telling you? Is it telling you that you're making a mistake? Is it telling you that you need to stop? In other words, what is this tapering off of excitement is all about? For a lot of adults I work with, it is so natural, and a lot of you might notice, it is so common when you step into gender transition, whatever that may be for you. There, especially if it's starting off with medical hormones. Again, not everybody chooses that path, but for a lot of people, the start point is medical hormones. There is this element of excitement. Of course, there's element of fear and apprehension and other things, but for a lot of people, there's this element of feeling a thrill. There's an element of even joy. And part of that is because you are actually doing something about your discomfort. And so for the first time, you may feel liberated, you may feel in control of your life, you may feel free. This excitement for a lot of people continues into you, maybe even social transition, other things a person does, um, facial hair removal, voice training. And each of the steps feels new and feels fulfilling and affirming. All leads to even more excitement. And then for a lot of people, the excitement, it's like a balloon that starts to lose air and the excitement wears off. Usually, if not almost all the time, the excitement starts to wear off in a midpoint of gender transition. That is the point in gender transition for a lot of people where you are doing things that you no longer already excited to do. You're not yet in a place where you're ready to do maybe other bigger steps. And what you have to keep doing, for example, you have to maybe go to electrolysis to or laser to remove facial hair. And in the beginning, it was exciting because you could see the results. Now it's annoying weekly or bi-weekly or monthly appointments. It's annoying that you have to wait for the hair to grow out and then go out like that. Voice training may have been fun, but now you have to practice every day and you hate hearing yourself. You have to grow your hair out. It's reaching this particular length that drives you nuts. All of the things. Maybe even in the beginning, the hormones gave you an incredible feeling and you started feeling some changes. Now everything is plateaued. It's this midpoint of transition. When you suddenly feel like you're just maintaining things, maybe not much is changing, and you're also not ready for other steps. Or maybe there are no other steps in terms of your goals, depending on your goals are. And it's just not fun anymore. It's just not. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the goal of transition should be fun, but it's now becomes so mundane. And at the same time, you're in this phase for a lot of trans women. They're in this phase where it's kind of in between for a lot of people. They feel very in between. They're not fully yet passing, if passing is priority for you, like it is for a lot of people. But they're in this phase where they're doing a lot of this maintenance, and it's frustrating. And you feel like you're still not maybe fully even seeing yourself in a mirror. That's it. excitement, that's when the excitement starts to wear off. In my experience, during this period, I seldom, if ever, see people who start wondering, did I make a mistake? In my experience, people that I work with, they know that this is part of the process and they know that they're transitioning because their assigned gender is not something they are comfortable. It's incredibly something that gives them a lot of dysphoria. So there's no question that I make a mistake. But it's more a question of what do I do? When is this period going to be over? How long is this going to last? When will I be on the other side of this? When will I finally see myself? When will I finally stop going to the hair removal place? When will I finally have hair long enough? It's all of those things you desire that feel like they are not happening soon enough. And it's so frustrating. It's so annoyingly frustrating. So, what to do when excitement of transition wears off? And literally, that's what it is, excitement of transition wears off. And you just feel like, this sucks. Sometimes the reality of how challenging transition can be settles in. Sometimes this process demands of you to be gentler and kinder and more loving with yourself. For a lot of people, for a lot of adults I work with, this is the process that everybody goes through. This is the process that it's just it's part of it, you know? There's just no escaping it. So what do you do when the excitement wears off? Well, first of all, you have to acknowledge that just like anything else in life that you undertake that is of this magnitude, there's going to be times when you're going to be elated, excited, euphoric, happy. And there are going to be times when you're going to be, oh, when is this going to be over? I make an example, a lot of you know on this channel, a lot of this to working out. You decide to recomp your body. You buy yourself workout wardrobe. You get gym membership. You go the first month. You're excited. You committed. You excited. You love it. You're starting to see changes. And then months 3 and 4, you're like, "Ah, if I have to eat another chicken and broccoli and I have to go in, I have to lift today, and I just don't have energy to." You're not seeing results as much anymore because you're like in this funk period and you just want to give up, right? It's different, obviously, with gender transition because what keeps people from giving up is that this is such a core fundamental part of who you are. But the excitement still wears off, and it's kind of similar to starting to go to gym. What do you do? Again, recognize that this is part of the process. Recognize that those things you're doing right now, maintenance, it's kind of like maintenance, ongoing maintenance, they're still going to accumulate. They're still going to accumulate, and then it's going to produce results. Notice that this is an opportunity to actually, while you're focusing on those things that you're doing that are no longer exciting, it's also an opportunity to maybe work on other parts of yourself. Maybe you have issues of trauma to work through or shame and grief. Maybe you have to work on increasing your self compassion and self love. Maybe this is an opportunity for you to cultivate a connection to yourself. Maybe it is an opportunity for you to spiritually connect to you, to the woman that you are within. Maybe it's an opportunity for you to take care of your basic other necessities around you. The important thing is not to fixate on this period. The more you fixate, the more you're going to feel this funk. The quicker you are going to also start noticing there's other areas in your life that warrant your attention. Maybe it's work. Maybe it's your physical health. Maybe it is, uh, maybe you have things you set for yourself, right? So sometimes when I get in a funk with other areas of my life, I set other goals for myself. This year, my goal is to read fiction. I seldom read fiction, so my goal is every month to read 5 to 8 fiction books. So I focus on that, and that helps. That helps pass the times in my life where I'm in this funk. The less you dwell on this particular period in between process, the better off you're going to be. But the reality is that transition is not all exciting straight line. It's more like this, right? Oh my God, there we go, it's readjusted. It's more like a zigzag line. But the trajectory of that zigzag line all leads you upward toward your future. But sometimes you're going to feel up and sometimes you're going to feel down. It's just like dysphoria, right? Sometimes you feel a lot of distress and sometimes you feel great. Sometimes you have incredible capacity to cope and deal with it. And sometimes you don't. So if you're finding yourself in this place when the excitement wears off, first of all, recognize that that's normal, that's natural, that's part of the process. Second of all, how can you focus on other things? What other things you need to align for yourself? Remember, gender is just part of who you are. There's other aspects of who you are. Maybe you wanted to focus on your health and eat better and exercise. Start focusing on that as well. In other words, find other things in life that can breed excitement. And then, before you know it, the excitement comes back to you because all of those things will accumulate. And one day, you're going to look at yourself in a mirror and you're going to go, oh, well, there she is. You're going to see. Comment below, let me know. Are you right now in this place where the excitement wore off? Did you have excitement to begin with? What did you do? If you've been in this place before, share with others what things have helped you to move forward. Comment below. Love reading all of your comments, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.